Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jonathan Middleheight from the Corporate Wellness Association. Thank you for joining us for our webcast today on becoming a certified corporate wellness specialist and really covering what is the corporate wellness certification. What is the course about? What's the value of getting it, and what is it going to do for you? So we're going to go into this in a little bit. A couple of facts I would say to go into about the corporate wellness industry, as a whole. It's 50% of employers with at least 50 workers offer a corporate wellness program, and these numbers are increasing every year. 90% of employers with over 50,000 workers offer a wellness program, and 75% of healthcare dollars go to preventative conditions. So obviously, corporate wellness is, something very important to not only prevent conditions, but to catch conditions, before they become, severe, and to help people manage things and to stay active and healthy. And it's been very exciting just to see the growth of the industry over the past, 6 years. Back in the early 2000s, I was one of the first people in the insurance industry to start putting corporate wellness programs into self-funded and fully insured plans, and that was before it was really even called corporate wellness. And we've gone in those, in that period of time from, not a lot of companies having them to being almost universally adopted. And I think we're going to continue to see, we're going to be very close, and I think in the next couple of years, to almost a universal adoption within companies, and that's because costs are continuing to rise, especially under the Affordable Care Act. Creative things that employers and insurers have done to reduce costs, whether it's high deductible plans, consumer-driven plans, haven't worked, and therefore something has to be done. The Corporate Wellness Association is the one who issues the certification and the designation, and the CHWA is a 501c6 national nonprofit made up of employers. That's been in existence for over 6 years, and its sole focus is employers sharing case studies, collaborating on what works and what doesn't, and helping the industry move forward. And that's really important. And so this certification program was really created specifically for sharing case studies of what works and what doesn't, because in the industry, there's very little case studies for anyone to turn to. There's very little case studies for employers to turn to that goes ahead and shares what works and what doesn't. And literally, we've seen it where some associations are sharing case studies that are literally 10 years old. So when we built this course, we focused on working with employers to come with active case studies and having those employers share things that were working, areas they had challenges in, how they've addressed them and tried to move forward. So it kind of covers everything so that employers don't need to make the same mistakes, and you can kind of leapfrog into things and do things a little bit more successfully. And obviously, one of the important reasons why it's important to get designated in corporate wellness is not only is it a growing industry, but you have a lot of people who will say they're experts. So how do you set yourself apart and share that you really are an expert and that you really have a higher level of standard and knowledge than other people? And that is to go through a certification program and a designation program. And on the slide, each slide you're going to see the actual seal, and that's the seal that you actually get. And with that seal, you can put it on your business card. You can put it on your social media profile. So it's all about advancing your career, taking your knowledge to the next level. And part of the tenets of our program is that it's comprehensive, current, and live. And so, we're always updating the course, sharing, new things. And corporate wellness is, it's not a very simple concept, for those of you who are in it and who really understand it. And we work with all the top national employers who are our instructors. So the course, one thing that really sets apart the course, and I'll go into those instructors later, is it's not your peers or colleagues. It's not insurance companies. It's not consultants. It's not vendors or solution providers. It's the actual employers doing corporate wellness. And then we also have some top national attorneys who are the legal experts in corporate wellness, who provide you that analysis on the legal side and compliance, and that's really important. If any of you, weren't up to speed on the thing that came out yesterday, and we just wrote an article on it and posted into our LinkedIn group and on our magazine, is the EEOC filing suit against an employer called Orion for their wellness program because they violated the ADA and some other rules. And really understanding how you can offer a wellness program, how you can incentivize and penalize people, and the other laws that you need to comply with are extremely important so you don't, fall into non-compliance in an area where you can get fined. And I think Orion, if you really peel back the onion on that, and you read that article, it's a unique story with, where it's, it seems like there's a lot more to the story, and it's not the employer's wellness program, but the employer themselves potentially just discriminating against their employees. So the Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist program is a professional designation. There's 17 modules of education, and you can get up to 12 hours of SPHR credits. And you can either do it online at your own pace through the Corporate Health and Wellness Association Learning Management System, or you can do it live at our conference, which this year is in a couple weeks, September 20th through the 24th in DC, or we're starting to roll out road shows where we're doing live events in different cities, and we just did our first one about a week ago that was very successful, where it's kind of a crash course all done in one day. And some people like doing it at their own pace because they're busy, so they want to do it online at nights on the weekends, but some people want to do it live at our conference or at a road show because they really love the interactivity, being able to interact with the instructors, ask them questions, and one of the most interesting feedback of the live events is listening to what other people in the audience are, the questions that they're asking, and hearing the answers, because sometimes your peers ask questions you didn't think of, but it's very pertinent for you. And so part of our employers creating this, as I was saying before, besides case studies, is they're tired of subpar wellness programs. They're tired of wellness programs that don't work. They're tired of corporate wellness vendors where they either don't have good service or they don't administer it right, and they're not good vendors. They're tired of no measurements. They're tired of having a challenge with return on investment, and they're tired of a lack of communication and how you engage the actual employee and the plan member. So some of the core competencies of the course is it's about obtaining management support, creating and maintaining wellness committees, program design, budgets, incentives, health risk assessments, biometrics, environments and benefits, legal issues, return on investments, the Affordable Care Act and wellness, and some of the courses that we have, like we have Corporate Wellness 101, Beyond Zero Trends, Pearls of Wisdom, making sure senior leadership actually walks the talk. One of my favorites is a case study with Racetrack Petroleum on one size does not fit all, understanding the unique needs of your employee population, because the culture matters. If you have a blue-collar workforce, you're going to offer a different type of wellness program than a white-collar plus. You're going to communicate differently. If you've got a workforce that they don't have computers at home, they have cell phones, you've got to figure out how you're going to engage with that workforce where you're not doing it through the internet or online. We have case studies on Hallmark and Petco and how they navigated wellness communication to achieve maximum employee engagement. Obviously, we know that's a big challenge in the industry. How do you get employees engaged? Another one on creating cultures of health. Another course on does work affect health or health affects work? Why businesses need to consider both. Results from an incentivized and outcomes-based integrative systems corporate wellness program. A case study from LO Bean and how they're tracking outcomes and overcoming the ROI struggle. We have another one on turning the incentive debate upside down, driving behavior change without a carrot or stick. And part of that's discussed in the Orion case. You have a lot of attorneys who are saying don't use the word penalize, use the word incentive and focus on incentives versus penalties, and that will get you out of litigation. Healthcare reforms endorsement, and expansions of wellness programs. The Wellness Works, but beware of the legal landmine. So that's the course just on the legal issues. Aligning your wellness program to your business strategy. Creating a culture of health with game-based social health communities. That's a Safeway case study. We have a practical wellness programs planning tools workshop. So it's part 1 and 2, and it kind of helps you plan and implement a corporate wellness program. We have wellness for your traveling, your telecommuting, or remote workforce, and then we have several new courses that we've added to it because we're always updating and adding these new modules and courses on an ongoing basis and new case studies. And that goes towards that whole comprehensive current theme of our certification. So as I mentioned before, it's the national wellness leaders that are our instructors. There's no other program like ours in the country, and it's real employer case studies. And then as part of the course, we also have Engaging Wellness, Corporate Wellness Programs at Work, which is our course book, which I recommend everyone get. We had our second edition that came out in November 2013. It's got about 584 pages. It's $80 in the book format or $35 as an ebook, but it has a lot of case studies, and we have over 52 authors that have really contributed, covering everything in the industry from program design, incentives, HRAs, biometrics, dealing with the C-suite, on-site clinics, creating a culture of health, measuring program success. We have 12 additional employer case studies in the book. We cover healthcare reform, best practices, using social media to engage for wellness, multinational wellness programs for multinational employers, program communication, small group wellness, wellness for fully insured versus self-funded, and more essential information. So there's a lot in this book. There's nothing else like that in the industry. And we always say don't take our word for it. These are some testimonials that, people who've gone through our certification, whether you're an employer or you're an agent. So there's a lot of, positive feedback, that we're getting from everyone going through the certification. And very interestingly, there's a company that does awards. That's one of the leading companies for wellness awards out there called Healthiest Employers. And they also do research and publish research reports on top of the awards program, and they do corporate wellness awards all over the country, different cities. And in their last year's research, they asked all the employers, the thousands of employers who went through their corporate wellness awards program, which certification out there is the most important to doing your job in corporate wellness and advancing your career, and that answer was it's Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist Program administered by the Corporate Wellness Association. So I was really, very pleasantly surprised. Not surprised in that, we didn't think that would be the answer, but we weren't even aware that that question was being asked. So we're very excited about that result and, that reputation that the Corporate Health and Wellness Association has out there. Because there's always, as corporate wellness continues to grow, it's over a $6 billion industry. You're starting to get more, I would say, individuals or people trying to do training in corporate wellness and things like that. And, I'm sure we'll have others who try to come out with some kind of certification, but there's nothing comprehensive like what we offer. So also I would say the CCWS seal identifies you as having that higher level of knowledge that you've invested in yourself and you're committed to the industry. So this is just an example of how you could brand yourself and put the seal on your business card. This is an example of putting it in your social media profile, and I definitely recommend this because a lot of people, really need to focus on their LinkedIn profile because besides for B2B connections, it can really help you in job, career searches or people searching you out for a position. And you don't need to have under your name your title of what you do. It can be a description now of who you are or what your passion is. So I think it's important, if you're certified, to have that right under your name, and it really sets you apart as a resource in the industry. You also get a certificate, and you can get it framed as a diploma to put it on your wall to show that you're certified. And then through the Corporate Wellness Magazine, and we have hundreds of thousands of readers now, the Corporate Wellness Magazine each year. And we market those who've been certified by us. And you become searchable. So if you check it out on our website where people can go and look in their city for someone who's certified, and then they can reach out to you and send you a personal message. So, a little bit more about the Corporate Health and Wellness Association. We actually, we've had tremendous growth over the past couple of years. And we now reach over 1 million HR and insurance executives through our magazine and through our, our database for email purposes. And we are actually the most influential organization out there for HR and insurance executives in social media. And many people don't know this, but we manage about 30 groups on LinkedIn. And a couple weeks ago, we hit our 500,000 number, where we have 500,000 members, and we have a couple thousand who join us each week, and we have about 300,000 that are in HR. And we're going to start branding our certification in corporate wellness to HR to, if you have a corporate wellness program in place, get your staff certified as a corporate wellness specialist. If you are working with an agent or a corporate wellness vendor, only work with those who've had their staff certified in corporate wellness. So this is our way to really support those who've gone through our corporate wellness certification and help advance them. And we just created a partnership with the HR Professionals Association, which has almost 200,000 members in their LinkedIn group, and where they're recognizing the Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist designation as the only designation, on the employer side for corporate wellness. And I just want to run through with you some of our our LinkedIn groups, just so you can understand, get in those groups and engage, because some of the conversation that happens in there is you'll get updates and news that you won't even see on Fox or CNN. And sometimes you'll get it days ahead of time. And it's also a great place to network. So this is our corporate wellness group on LinkedIn. We got the largest group on LinkedIn with almost 26,000 members, and we're adding about 1,000 to 2,000 every month in the corporate wellness group. This is the HR Professionals Association group, where you can see, hopefully you can see it on this. I know it's a little small. But 175,000 members, and I know there's about 15,000 pending, so in about a week or so, that'll be about 200,000 members. This is our Benefits and Health and Welfare Professionals group with about 28,000 members, and this is our Healthcare Reform group with about 31,000 members. And then also our Hospitality group in hotels with almost 200,000 members, and with hotels, hotels are already getting active in corporate wellness, and hotels actually are going to start doing offering certain types of programs that are going to be able to be covered under insurance on the wellness side. So you're going to see a big movement of hotels starting to work with employers on a local level on that. I also invite all of you to join the Corporate Wellness Association. And to really learn more about it. The website is wellnessassociation.com, and become engaged with us. And you access some of our resources, such as the Corporate Wellness Magazine. We our resource center. So when you get certified or you join the association, we have a resource center where you can get access to webinars, expert podcasts, corporate wellness case studies, and research and surveys in corporate wellness on an ongoing basis. For those of you that want to get certified in corporate wellness at our conference, or just want to attend our conference, we organize really the only national corporate wellness conference in the country. This year, September 20th through the 24th in D.C. And we're doing it in D.C. because of our relationship and the support of the Obama administration with our event. So we get all the key leaders from the administration who come and speak, the IRS who comes and speaks on compliance and fines with the Affordable Care Act. We usually get HHS, DOL to come out, the actual decision makers, talking about the exchanges, about the new rules and regs. We're also really excited because the HHS is coming to speak, and Obama has a very specific wellness program that he's designed and rolled out to all 180 federal agencies. And so the person in charge of that Obama's corporate wellness program for the HHS is coming to present on that exact program. So I think that's really cool to learn on that. And we're also looking to collaborate more with the White House. Had a great call with Ms. Obama's press secretary about 2 weeks ago, and Sam, who runs, Ms. Obama's Let's Move program. And we're going to, be, trying to collaborate and take healthy, that concept of healthy lunches into the workplace, and have employers help engage, their employees in eating right. And then the idea is then let that trickle down to the family members and the kids. And we're doing a print edition of our Corporate Wellness magazine for the first time, of which we're going to have a cover story on Miss Obama and Sam and the Let's Move program. And we're going to mail that out to, the top 1,000 CEOs and CFOs of employers in the country. And really try to get some movement and really more buy-in from upper leadership. So this year we're going to have over 200 speakers. We're going to have a tremendous amount of topics on corporate wellness, and we're actually launched also on top of the corporate wellness specialist certification, 2 new certifications in corporate fitness and corporate nutrition that are going to be launched at this conference. And those are going to be really neat because we rolled out within the conference a corporate fitness and nutrition conference, which is its own event and own track, which will have 10 sessions. And we're going to have some national employers talking about what they're doing in corporate fitness and corporate nutrition. So we got some amazing case studies from Chipotle, LinkedIn, Verizon, Tesla Motors. And so, and then also, so if you're certified, already a certified corporate wellness specialist on this webcast, you can go to the corporate fitness and nutrition track, and that will count towards your continuing education credit that you got to complete this year. So, there's 5 hours once you get certified and after you go through the course and take the exam, there's 5 hours of continuing education credit that you need to take. And that's to make sure you're getting, you're on top of and constantly getting updated on new case studies and what's going on and legal issues and things like that. Because if you have the designation and you're certified by the Corporate Wellness Association, we want to make sure that you're really on top of your game and that you are an expert and you're staying on top of things. And so the reason why we're doing the Corporate Fitness and Nutrition Conference and Certification is our feedback last year from a lot of our employer members was that they're doing a lot of comprehensive corporate wellness programs and intense wellness programs and technical programs in their workplace. But they also want to go back to basics. And they realize it's about prevention and it's about keeping people healthy and keeping people active. And so they want to get people fit and they want to get them eating right. And so they give us our marching orders, and that was to develop all new content on fitness and nutrition and to create a certification on that side. So some of the content for this certification and the sessions is approaching the corporate market in fitness and nutrition, developing a program designed for corporate fitness and nutrition, gaining support and reporting to upper management, designing and managing a corporate fitness facility for diverse populations, sweatpants to a suit, approaching the corporate market, making a case for on-site corporate fitness and nutrition, Chipotle Mexican Grilled case studies on how a high-tech and high-touch program yields maximum impact, results, and satisfaction, Being Strong, the evolution of a pilot program created to address the health issues in our employee population related to obesity, and that's LL Bean. And then we've got LinkedIn and Marriott International's approach to corporate fitness, nutrition, and well-being. We have a course on health, fitness, and consumer technology, the era of wearable devices and the digitalized employees. So everything is moving towards wearable devices, mobile health, telemedicine, all these things that are going to allow employees to be able to track themselves, allow healthcare professionals and doctors to track people with conditions, and the concept is to keep them healthy and keep them out of the hospital. So I think you're going to see a major change in the industry when it comes to technology. And also we're seeing big insurance companies that are starting to give employers grants, where they, hey, here's, $30,000, here's $75,000 from United Healthcare to go buy wearable, trackable devices for all your employees. So it's exciting to see this movement in that area. And we're also having a roundtable that's made up of employers this year on healthy foods that if you're an employer you can participate in, and then we have another one on wearable devices and M-Health. Another course on engaging employees in healthy eating using fun cooking challenges and creating a healthier workplace experience through nutrition. And we're going to really expand upon these. So at the bottom right, hopefully you can see those seals. That's the one on the left is the Certified Corporate Fitness Professional seal, and then the one on the right is the Certified Corporate Nutrition Professional seal. And then we're also going to have a wearable device competition, think tank and awards, and we have our first annual on-site clinics in the workplace forum that we invite you to attend. And if you have any questions about these, let us know. And then, some of our speakers this year, just to share with you, we got KeyBank, Crowley, Maritime, LL Bean, Chipotle, and I love Chipotle. I love the fact that you go into the restaurant and you get to be able to order organic food. Maybe it's not organic, but no antibiotics. I think that's part of that corporate fitness side and corporate nutrition. Tesla Motors, Verizon, LinkedIn, Hewlett-Packard, Yum Brands, Maher, Cleveland Clinic, Hallmark, Google, HHS, Southwest Airlines. So just really an amazing lineup. And I really want to, thank, the Corporate Wellness Association staff, because we have a team here that they work tirelessly all year with employers to find the ones that have, the most successful case study, or the ones that have had the challenges that they can come share it. So, it's something where we're sharing you the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, so that you really can implement the right type of program and understand those challenges. And then I invite you to come to the conference, because you'll find our instructors and our speakers, they're very approachable, and you can ask them any question and they'll share it with you, and they'll give you advice and guidance. It's really great. And, these are some logos of other employers that are speaking at the conference or have done case studies before. And we put all these case studies in our certification course or online in our resource center. This is some screenshots just from the conference. If you haven't been there, our theme this year is Feel the Energy Changes Here. This is a picture of the packed exhibit hall. And then we have packed session rooms. And then actually the hotel, we were just told, is sold out. Typically, 2 weeks before the event, our hotel is, sold out. But so this is the furthest out it's been that it's been sold out, because attendance is really up this year. And I look at that, it's because of the growth of the corporate wellness space. So we have some, special opportunities for people who are on this webcast. If you want to register and you get certified in corporate wellness, and you can get, we have a special deal where you can get certified and then attend the conference for free. So basically, you're going to save about $1,000, and the certification is $995. And for that, you would go to our website, theemployerhealthcarecongress.com, and then use the code CCWSNOW14 to get that and save that almost $1,000 and get certified at the conference. If you're already a corporate wellness specialist and you want to come for your CE, we also have a special offer of $500 to attend the conference, and then you'll get your continuing education credits for free. So you'll save, about $600 on coming, and that code is CCWS Gets CE. And we're going to make this webcast available later, so you don't necessarily need to memorize all those. If you're an employer and you just want to come to the conference, we have a buyer program where you can be a hosted buyer and get a free pass to the conference if you're an HR professional, executive, wellness manager working for an employer. It doesn't qualify vendors, consultants, agents. That's not who this pass is for. So if you're on this call, you can use the code CCWSHR and use that, and you'll get a free registration to the conference to come. And you once again, you register at employerhealthcarecongress.com. And if any of you on the call and you're not in HR or working for an employer on the wellness side, but you do know someone, please feel free to share that code and invite them to the conference. Our focus at the conference is we bring in employers to share their case studies. We want other employers to come to learn what they're doing so they can implement successful programs, and then connect with everyone who's got successful options. I know one of the things that we don't have in here that we had in our last presentation, I wish it was in here, was also a little bit into the exhibit hall, because we do a lot of fun and engaging stuff on the corporate wellness side in the exhibit hall that I wanted to share with you. So we have a wellness market where there's a lot of cutting edge things going on in the wellness area, where you'll see gaming companies that will be demoing with their gaming that you can do in the workplace to get people engaged. We have a bicycle that you can power your own healthy shakes with. It's sponsored by one of our sponsors. You know, we're going to have wearable challenges in the exhibit hall, all kinds of really neat things. You know, we've got, you know, one of our sponsors, some of the technology that comes is really neat, which is Corporate Health Alliance. You know, that's PharmaNex, that they have this device that measures your antioxidants. And, you know, so there's all this stuff that you get to engage in. And on that side with the antioxidants, it was really cool because we invited them to come into our office, and they were, it was really great. They came down to our office, and for all our staff, they had us let us use their technology to test everybody's antioxidant level. And it was really great to see the different levels and see the employees realize how they have to change from a nutrition standpoint. Where, you know, you can have someone who, you know, is in their 20s and they're working out six times a week, eating well, and thinks they're going to do really well on their antioxidant score, and then finds out that they actually, you know, because they're working out, they have a lot of free radicals, you know, that are, you know, being released into their body, and they're not eating fruits or vegetables, and that they have one of the worst antioxidant scores. So it was really great, and it engaged everyone. It was a fun exercise, and we've already started to see here in our office employees starting to take it seriously and eat fruit and vegetables. And, you know, we even, you know, offered an incentive, you know, within our company, $50 to the person who, you know, got the highest score. Of course, unfortunately, all my employees think I rigged it because I ended up getting the highest antioxidant score. And I do eat a lot of fruit, but I didn't expect that score to be what it was. But also what I saw was I needed to improve, so it told me that I need to increase my vegetable and fruit intake. So with that, you know, I invite everyone to, you know, also email us for any questions you might have at info@wellnessassociation.com or call us at 561-790-11176. I think that the Corporate Wellness Certification Program is a really great program. We're really going to focus on increasing tools and resources available to the professionals to go through our certification. And then, as I said earlier, we have a huge branding campaign starting this fall, going out to HR and employers to recognize and work with those people who've been certified through this program. And if you're an employer on this call and you've got a case study and you want to share it, or you're an agent or a vendor and you're working with an employer that you have great studies, please share it with us, because what the Wellness Association is all about is everyone in the industry coming together and collaborating. We all don't need to make the same mistakes over and over again. You know, like, I won't forget our first meeting, first conference back in 2010, where the director of benefits from Pepsi, you know, basically said, you know, we don't need to make the same mistakes over and over again that other companies have done. You know, we can share this information, and we're willing to share these resources and tools. And if we do this industry is going to move forward much faster with less mistakes and more successful results. And, you know, I invite you to participate in our research, to access our resources. And I hope to see everyone at the Corporate Wellness Conference in a couple weeks in D.C. You know, please share it with your colleagues and friends. If you want to bring a group out to the conference and are looking for some kind of group discount, ask us. We also can do, if you've got a big enough group, come to your offices and do a one-day certification program in corporate wellness too. And if anyone has any questions, you know, please feel free to type them in the box or to email us afterwards. You know, I know one person, Ryan, asked what type of wellness opportunities will hotels be using that deal with insurance. I can't necessarily share it right now because we're kind of under an NDA as we're developing this with some experts in the industry, but it has to do with some weight loss and nutrition, those types of things, some checkups that hotels are going to start billing for. And it's something very new. The first couple of hotels or resorts are starting to do it and do it successfully, and it provides a really great opportunity. Another question that came in is, which wellness sessions will the HHS and the White House staff be presenting or attending at the September DC conference? If you go onto our website, corporatewellnessconference.com, and then click on agenda, and then you'll see on the right-hand side, you'll be able to choose a track. If you choose corporate wellness, you can actually then scan through the whole corporate wellness agenda, find the HHS person, and then look at that exact session, topic, and time that they're doing. We have about 200 speakers, so I should know, and I apologize. I just don't know which exact time they're doing it. But that's we have 2 speakers from the HHS. One's talking, I think, about occupational health, and then the other one who's in charge of Obama's wellness program will be talking specifically about that program. But also, if you email us, I can have Sarah or Stacy on our wellness team send you that exact information. So Gloria asked, where will they be measuring antioxidant levels again? So I don't know if you're with Corporate Health Alliance or not, Gloria. If you're not, I appreciate the question. And I know Corporate Health Alliance at PharmaNext is going to be at our conference this year, where you will be able to go. We're going to have a whole competition at our conference for people to go and check their antioxidant levels and to win awards for those with the different scores. And I know my actual whole office is excited for it because they want to go back and see, like, a month and a half later, based upon how they've been eating vegetables and fruits, how that may or may have changed in their things. So we have a whole other contest going. So with that, I know everyone's busy. We're almost out of time for our webcast, so please feel free to email us or call us with any questions. I really appreciate everyone coming on the webcast, and whether I see you in DC in a couple weeks or somewhere else in the country, definitely look forward to it, and you all have a wonderful week. Thank you so much.